All right, y'all. So here we go. We are moving forward with the seal coat. Lots of information we've got to go over. I know it's boring. I know it's like, man, just get to the cool part. But this is crucial. If everything behind the scenes is done effectively and correctly, then that finish you're looking for will be pristine. So please don't skip all these crucial things. There's a lot of information in the rest of this video that's going to help you to the finish. We're going to use a digital scale on this. If you don't have one, no problem. 20 bucks or so off Amazon, your local, there's other stores that have them. But we're going to get right into it. And we want to show you. So first off, I'm going to turn my scale on. Tom, you're probably going to have to come on up here some so they can see. I'm going to turn it on, and we got power button here on the number 1. Power button here on the number 2. So you can see the 2, the bigger portion, and the 1 here. We keep that covered, the little portion. We don't really do anything that small. So we're going to turn, either one of them will turn it on. We are set, this is crucial, we are set to fluid ounces, okay? And don't mix it up. Look, I'm going to put this top one on. See how it says OZ ounce? That would be wrong. Okay, that is something something dry that you're measuring the ounces for. This is a liquid, so you want to have the FL in front of it. So just don't get that, don't do the wrong OZ. We need the fluid OZ. Right out the gate, when we take this cup and we set it on here, we have 1.20 fluid ounces. So this is the side we're working with, the number 2. We're going to hit the tare button. Now it zeroed my cup out. And just to prove it to you, I'm going to take my cup off. We are exactly minus, look, 1.19, okay, 1.20. Put it back on. We're back to 0. So now we know we're good. The cup, everything has been figured into our math. Now we know we're good. This is what I normally do. I'm going 12 ounces. This is a 1-to-1 ratio. This is tabletop resin, not casted resin. Okay, our tabletop resin comes from Countertop Epoxy. It's where we get it. They're out of Colorado. We have used a bunch of resins over the years. Different resins, different reasons, different instructions. So we're going to keep you tuned into the one we're using. You can use whatever resin, but this is the most important part of whatever resin you choose. The one we choose, right here. Measure 1 part hardener B to 1 part resin A. I'm going to stop you right there. Really did not give us an order, but we can assume hardener goes first, resin goes second based on what they just said. Now look, hardener should, and they capitalized that, always, hardener should always be poured into the mixing container first, then the resin, okay? That is not for every resin out here. That is what this manufacturer is stating for this particular project. And I think what we did over the years in our failing process is we read something for one, and then when we went to switch to something else, we took what we learned and brought it over here. Well, it may be totally different over here for this versus that. That's what you got to keep in mind in dealing with resin. Everything is not always learn this way and then now I can do it. Learn this way for this in particular project. Everything may change. Same plane, but different rules if you go to switch something. So just keep that in mind. So we've got our fluid ounces here. Hardener does go in first. Okay, resin is thicker than the hardener. So that's why we're assuming that the hardener gets put in first, so when we pour the resin in our 1-to-1 ratio, it can actually penetrate the surface and start to blend on its own. If we reversed that, it's just sitting on top, and we're actively trying to mix it. So that's why I think that they have it done up like that. What we're going to do, because I've told you this before, this is a heavy. Always check your container. I keep all mine upside down before I get ready to start, and then I flip it over and start my project and look inside. This makes life so much easier for me and Tom, okay? I already know it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So 12 is my first mark, 24 is my second. I'm going to go ahead and pour this hardener in here, and I'm going to shoot over the 12. See how it gulp, gulp. See how it does all that? It's hard to pour little measurements from a big container. All right. Now I know with the sidewalls and everything, I know we're good. Now I'm going to use this to transfer this in my cup. It's much lighter, and it's going to allow me, nearing the end here, it's going to allow me to get a lot more accurate. My thing timed out? Okay, just making sure we're good. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and put part A in here, and we're going to stop right at the 12 mark, and to keep me on track here is my digital scale. So right now I'm watching the cup. You don't even have to watch the cup with a digital scale. See, now look when I stopped. See how it clicked past because of the leftover. So you got to be careful once you're creeping up to that mark. This is where I'm going to slow it up some. I don't want to shoot over. And when I tell you this stuff needs to be accurate, the closer you can get this to the spec, it's to your benefit. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. I'm still dripping right here. See, 0.99. Now look, this is where it gets tricky, man. And it's not, it's not going to make or break you. We just want that to hit 12 without going over. So you need to have the patience to drop that little bit in there. Bam, there's 12. Now I'm going to let it rake across the side of the cup. It's 12. It is on the money. It is on the spec. Doesn't matter what my cup says. Okay, does not matter. We're sitting here not completely level, and it's kind of tilted. So that's why we're not there. But this right here, this is completely accurate. 12 and 12 will make 24 in a 1-to-1 ratio. So this is so much more accurate than sitting here trying to eyeball this, okay? So we're going to put the other portion in, do the same way. We'll be right back. All right, y'all. So look, let me apologize up front. I got a timer here. We've got 1:45 left in this video time. We can only do 10-minute increments. So you'll have to come back on the next video to actually see the seal coat go down. We'll try to blend that with the flood coat. It's just, we're at the mercy of TikTok's clock. But a couple things I want to show you here while we got 1:20 to go. A couple things. For one, temperature is crucial, okay? We are a lot warmer in our back room than we were when we did the casting resin. You need to be around 75 when you're doing the tabletop resin versus the casting resin. You want to be much lower. Something else, when your mix ratio, we didn't have time to show you, we were 24. I'm going to keep it 110 with you. We were 24.01. We were one little hair over. That ain't going to matter. That is really splitting hairs. That is not going to matter. What will matter is your eyeball trying to judge the line and being way off. You could have added way more than that. A 0.1 ain't going to do nothing to your ratio. Quick way you know that you've mixed correctly, that you poured correctly. Okay, quick way you know. Look at it. Okay, it's clear. It's clear as a bell. Now, unlike casting resin, you have a boatload of bubbles already. That's from the mixing, okay? Tabletop resin is much thicker than a casting resin. That's why there's very little bubbles mixing a casting resin. So that is it for this one. You all tune into the next one, and we'll show you this seal coat followed by the flood coat.